was a faulty start. This time I'm gonna get it right. Put the horse before the cart. It feels like I'm on the verge, right on the edge of believing again. Ready to trust like I never did. Just like Noah stepping off the ark. I believe I'm on the verge of a hopeful heart. Welcome to Swamp Sistas Month of Sundays inside the creative mind. I'm Beth McKee, and each week we're streaming live performance by featured guests and exploring their creative personalities as outlined in Meta Wagner's book, What's Your Creative Type? The Swamp Sistas Lala Foundation is presenting this stream as part of our mission to support women in the arts and foster creativity in our community at large. We're super grateful to our sponsors at Park Ave CDs and New Electric LLC. Hey, if you're enjoying this show today and you'd like to support our efforts with a tax-deductible gift, you can use the donate button on the post on the Swamp Sistas Facebook page or on one of the links. You can use one of the links in the video description. We very much appreciate your support, and we're super glad you're here. Today's guest never ceases. Her zest and her commitment to her music. As the mother of two, the wife of another musician, and the leader of her own band, the Lionhearts, that's no small feat. But somehow she fits it all in, and she makes it look easy with her winsome smile and sunny spirit. We're very grateful to have Hannah Harbor with us today, and she's going to kick off the performance for us right now with a song. So I'm happy and proud to welcome to the screen Hannah Harbor.
It's not a song about giving up, ain't a song about giving in. Who I am ain't who I was, not a song about where I've been. Can you look me in the eye? Tell me, are you listening? Not a song about giving up, ain't a song about giving in. This is a song of how we carry on. We move, always ever onward. Not a song about what's to come, ain't a song about who I'll be. Who I was ain't who I am. It's not a song about what I dream. Will you look me in the eye? Tell me, are you listening? Not a song about what's to come, ain't a song about who I'll be. This is a song of how we carry on. We move, always ever onward. It's a song about here and now. This is a song about you and me. Who we are ain't who we've been, and we can be who we will be. This is a song of how we carry on. We move, always ever onward. Always ever
Ah, beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah, and thanks for joining us
Thanks
today.
for having me.
Awfully glad to have you
I'm
here.
glad to be here.
Yeah. Hey, am I mistaken, or is this sort of a song that you wrote since quarantining
Yes, it's a quarantine tune for sure.
the quarantine?
The quarantine, one of those. Hashtag. Um, yeah, I think at this point, goodness, it's probably a few months old, but it felt at the time like we had been living the quarantine enough to need that tune at the time.
Isn't
uh,
that something?
yep, yeah,
And now it feels old hat, doesn't it?
it sure
Quarantine. I
does.
mean, not your hat. Sorry,
Yeah.
but so we're talking about creative personalities,
Yes.
and what you know, um, how defining or just determining maybe what motivates each of us as creative people are. And I believe that all people are creative. I
Me
really
too.
do. I believe
Me
we all
too.
have a creative um, need a need to express ourselves creatively. And I think that being able to figure out what inspires you to do that is very helpful. And so I've really become kind of obsessed with this book by Meta Wagner about how to harness the power of your creative type. So there are 5 types. I'll run through those real quick for everybody. The A-lister loves the spotlight and relies on having an impact and external validation, applause, applause. I think I have a little of that. I'll be honest. A little bit of need for that audience feedback. The second type is the artisan, who's happy to be in the background, one of those folks that's focused on the work itself and gets lost in the work and can all of a sudden look up and maybe it's dark outside. I call that movie theater syndrome. When you go in the daylight and you turn around and suddenly it's nighttime. Then you have the game changer, which is the rebel of the art world, always looking for new ways to express oneself and maybe reinvent the creative process. When I took the quiz, that was how I was pegged as the rebel game changer. Um, Sensitive soul, full of emotion and desiring. Oh, hey, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
And desiring to express that emotion creatively with the hope of helping others process their emotions. And finally, the activist who sees wrongs in the world that need righting and wants to change the world through their creativity. All of these are wonderful traits to have. They're wonderful personality types, and I think like most, like the Enneagram, we can always probably a lot of us are combinations of 2 or more of those descriptions. But Hannah, I sent you, when I invited you, I sent you the link, which our producer Lynn is probably going to pop up for anybody that would like to take the quiz. There's a quick little quiz that Meta came up with to help you determine your personality type. I don't want y'all to leave and go take the quiz, but before the day is over, you should take it and find out what your creative type is. It's really, really fun little quiz. So Hannah, you took the quiz. How many
I
times did you
did.
take it? Did you take it one and believe it, or did you?
I took it once and believed it, but I will say that I have taken throughout my life, or my adult life especially, taken multiple of these types of quizzes, not necessarily all creativity based, but like the Myers Briggs, and I've done some
Right.
Enneagram assessments and things. And of course, the first few times you test yourself this way, you might have the tendency to want to go back and do it again, or think even while you're taking it that you're second guessing your answers the whole time. But I've done those enough now to know, like, okay, really just gut reaction and get it done, because that's what it's trying to assess from you, is what comes up first. Of course, if you have, time to analyze, you might go, okay, but normally I would do this, but I wish that I would do this, you know. And once I saw what answer it gave me, I mean, there was just no denying, like, yep, that's the one. That's
So
me.
so tell us what it was.
I'm the sensitive soul, and here's an interesting thing. I learned this in some of my Enneagram study, that, and you're right, that there's integration, that if as whole beings, there should be times when we experience, the gamut of these things. But with Enneagram study, especially, there's a teacher I love by the name of Richard Rohr who says, whatever
number, because Enneagram is numerical, whatever number is bothering you the most, whatever one just really puts a thorn in your side, is likely the number that you're experiencing in the moment, likely what you're living in, because it's frustrating you enough to go, ooh, I feel too seen. I don't want to go there, you know?
I agree. And you know how I interpret that is like whenever I come across a person or am working with a person or whatever, know somebody, and then a facet of that person seems to irritate me.
You're looking in the mirror, sister.
Oh,
Yes.
dog, that mirror's so big. Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's very
Yep.
similar things. So,
Mhm.
as a sensitive soul, and I'm quoting from the book right now, you know for yourself what creativity does for your mental health. You've hopefully found that doing anything from designing your flower garden to experimenting with different drum sounds in GarageBand has made you feel better. Hannah, has that been, do you feel better when you're writing songs?
I feel better, especially when I'm actually, I'll just a tidbit of a side note. I've started a life coaching program recently. I have a life coach. I haven't started coaching. I am being coached. And one of the things that we've discussed a lot is that as a creative person myself personally, that I never realized how much the aesthetics of things really affect me. And so, like, you know, I've always kind of struggled with being a messy creative and how that can also start to hinder. So even if I'm giving myself all the time in the world to make or to be involved in something, if I don't also have the discipline to like clean up one thing before I start something else, I start to really truncate parts of myself instead of letting it all flow. So that's been an interesting thing to learn. But I definitely, whether it's trying to learn a new recipe or, you know, definitely getting out in the garden or doing something that I feel like can allow my subconscious to kind of get into my hands a little bit, whatever that is. Most often it's writing songs, and that's the medium I choose at this point. Also, we started tie-dyeing a whole lot. So, you know, that's been something that I can't control it, but I can really try. And the
Did you tie
outcomes are
dye the
great.
shirt that you're wearing right now?
Thomas actually made this one for me a couple of days ago.
I love it. It's
Thank you.
beautiful. I
Thank
love
you.
those kind of muted colors and then the colors
Yeah.
that pop out of that too.
Yeah,
So
it's
we'll
been
be
fun.
sharing a link for your tie-dye
Thanks.
side hustle, I'm calling it.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think that's so creative of you to choose a creative side hustle. So like, hey, make me, and that's kind of what I would do too, you know, just kind
Yeah.
of figure out other things to help augment, but you're still expressing yourself creatively.
Absolutely.
Research, as a matter of fact, confirms that creativity has healing powers
Awesome.
and making art is good for you, mind, body, and soul. There was a study published in Psychosomatic Medicine in 2004 that involved HIV patients. Researchers found that the act of writing positively affected the patient's health at a cellular level and boosted their immune system. In other words, the benefit of doing art is not all in your head. It's not all about, oh, this makes me feel better. It can really physically be beneficial to your physical health. And doing creative projects is has proved to be beneficial for people as they get older. Getting older. In 2001, the results of a study conducted by the National Endowment for the Arts showed that older people who participated in community arts programs were happier, healthier, both physically and mentally, and had longer life expectancies than those who didn't. So
It's amazing.
it is amazing, isn't it? I mean, it's
Yeah.
just important that we're able to express ourselves um, in a way just to
Yeah.
express
Yeah.
ourselves in
Yeah.
any way. Yeah.
Yep.
So
I
I don't
think there's
know.
such a freedom that, you know, like the fact that science backs that up does not surprise me in the slightest. You know, that because you can feel that in your body. And so if you could just get your brain to believe that it's worth the time or it's worth the sitting down and actively resting in that way, like, you know, making your thing, that feels like active rest to me anyway. And that's because I leave it going, oh man, I feel better. So Yeah, okay.
Renewed.
Yeah, renewed. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's fabulous. Well, you know, your songwriting, I think, I love your songs.
Thank
I
you.
love your voice and I love your guitar style. I think your songwriting reflects your honesty about life's struggles and joys.
Yeah.
And I think it reflects your roots as a native Floridian
That's
with the
right.
same hometown as Tom Petty.
That's right. God bless him.
And I'm sure that growing up in semi-rural north central Florida has informed and affected your voice as a songwriter.
Yeah.
Can you give us any specifics about that? Or
Yeah. You know, I think what is interesting about where I grew up is I'm from a small town, for anybody who doesn't know me personally, called High Springs, which is just north of Gainesville. And I feel like I was really fortunate. One, I grew up in a household where there was music being played, both by my dad on a guitar or coming through the speakers all the time, which, you know, just informs a sense of like, this belongs, you know, music belongs in all aspects of life. But also camping and festivals were such a part of that upbringing as well because of where we grew up. It's beautiful, the weather's great, you know. People come from all over to not only camp but have festivals in Live Oak, and so being around live music like that, my dad played in some local bars that like I feel like I was so fortunate to have this little microcosm that was very nature based. Of course, we could get things that we needed from nearby town, but like, you know, in the middle of nowhere kind of thing, small town, everybody knows everybody. There's a nurturing, I think, that happens there, that can happen there, that I was fortunate to receive. And then, you know, what's interesting is that I left and moved to New Orleans, which is this music mecca, of course, and realized like, oh, people make a living at this. Like there's a way to do this. And of course you got to pick and choose, cuz it's not like it's everybody's sitting pretty, but you can make a life of this. And so I needed both things in order to end up where I am now, but I was definitely raised in a place where the nature and the songs just poured in so that they could pour out.
oh, that's beautiful. And I know you're doing a great job of kind of providing that same kind of childhood for your two boys.
Trying for sure. Yeah.
Lucky them. So how about another song from you?
Great, let's do it. This song is also unreleased. It didn't come out of quarantine, but I keep coming back around to it. Been a pounding in my head since I got out of bed, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't know why. There's an aching in my chest, just a symptom of regret, and proof I need the rest so hard to come by. I know less is more, but I've got less than nothing left. That would be enough. I'll give in one more time if it means that you don't give up, 'cause I need you. I need you. And I'll see this through, yeah, 'cause I need you.
There's a rising full moon, feels closer than you. Yeah, you're just in the next room. I'll shut up. I could cut and run, make up every reason but one. Yeah, that ain't how a son should have to grow up. I know less is more, but I've got less than nothing left. That would be enough. I'll give in one more time if it means that you don't give up, 'cause I need you. I need you. And I'll see this through, 'cause I need you. East is lost without the West. I'd be lost without you for the rest of my life. I need you. I need you. And I'll see this through. I'll see us through, 'cause I need you.
Ah, that's beautiful. I remember that one from some of yours and Thomas's live streams when we all first got into the lockdown, and I loved it then. And I can see now you can wear it like I have chill bumps actually. You can wear it like an old sweater. It's like it's assimilated. It
Yeah.
sounds so much like you, and that honesty that we talk about, that I was talking about you
Yeah.
in your songwriting. I just love it so much.
Thanks.
And I know that you guys really, you pivoted hard, you stepped up and you did a lot of live streams, and you took care of your gear situation. Big thanks to Thomas, by the way, and his husband, Thomas Wynn, who's also super talented musician, singer, songwriter, and rock star. And Thomas is helping with technology today. We're very grateful for him.
Yes.
And I think that you and Thomas you've kind of upped your home studio game, have you not?
We have. We it was a great excuse to need to get some stuff that we hadn't already owned. And thankfully there were some people at the beginning of quarantine who were just so generous in the way that they were, watching live streams and sharing them and sending some dollars. And, so, we're grateful that that was able to happen, that now we have this great little recording gear at home. And we've used it a little bit to record some demo type stuff here, but we also have sent some things out that we're excited about, that we got a video and a tune that'll come out in the next couple weeks. So it's kept some things going that we might have before said, well, do we have the time to be doing this at home? Is it worth it to spend the money? When we know people who have studios elsewhere or whatever, but to be at home like this and need to do it.
There you go.
And yeah, he's good at that kind of stuff for sure.
That's awesome. Well, along those lines, the Swamp Sistas fall programming has kind of been a 3-tiered approach. We're doing this month of Sundays during the month of October. And we're also we are continuing with our See, Hear, Say episodes. We're having another one of those on November the 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And I've lined up, Amy Robbins and I have together lined up a fabulous lineup of guests that I'm very excited about. So I hope everyone will join us on November 5th. That's the first Thursday every other month. The kind of the strategy on that is the first Thursday every other month. And so November's coming up. And the other part of that project, the fall programming project, is designed to enforce me using my home studio and recruiting some women like you who have home access to home studios. I know Amy Robbins has been working building her little home setup too.
Awesome.
Is that I'm going to record an EP. It'll be an EP of my songs. I've got 4 songs written, ready to go. And I'm going to reach out to some of my sisters like Hannah and Amy. I'm hoping Terry Benyon will have a little time to contribute to add some overdubs to the tracks. And I'll, kind of, whether it's background vocals or Robin Sisk is a Swamp Sister and she plays the tuba. I would love it if I could get a tuba part on one of the songs. So Hannah, will you if I send you some tracks, will you add to my stuff?
Yes.
I'm building out some really fabulous background harmony vocal parts. Really,
You're so good at that.
Sounding.
You are so good at that.
Oh, Thomas Caffery, you do go all the way back. Thomas has been such a trooper. Thank you, Thomas. He does remember that. I don't think you were here for that one, but the very last
I was where we had some issues and then there was yes.
Oh yes, you were. It was at my house.
Uh-huh.
We were all here at my house, and we were actually, and people were going to be phoning in or chiming in. We just couldn't figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
And now here we are, split screen and all,
right.
and flashing comments on the screen. It's called the pivot, folks.
That's right.
Maybe we need to make up a group dance, the pivot. Sort of like the lawn sprinkler, I guess.
That's great. That's so great.
But yeah, we're excited about the See, Hear, and Say. I'm very excited about the recording project, and I'm glad to have you on tape as saying yes, you will join in.
I'll sign the line. Yes,
you're always a yes, and I really appreciate your community spirit. You've been in the actively involved in the Swamp Sisters for quite a long, ever since you got to town. Yeah. You just kind of fell right in, and it made perfect sense.
At old Smiling Bison.
Yes, miss that old Smiling Bison on Bennett Road, but you guys still have the one in Sanford, so that's a good thing. So if you're looking up the screen, you might see a Park Ave CDs logo, and there's a reason for that, folks. This month of Sunday series is sponsored by Park Ave CDs and also by New Electric LLC, a full-service electrical company, and our good friends Frank and Janet Somos. Whether it's residential, industrial, commercial, or technology, Frank and Janet are committed to provide quality, value-driven, and personal, innovative service. And you know what? They're friends of the Swamp Sisters. They're always there for us. They help with every la-la, and we just love them to death. So if you need reliable electrical service, give them a call or visit newelectricllc.com. Also, our friends at Park Ave CDs are giving us support to do this today, and they have been serving the Central Florida music community since 1984. Park Ave CDs has been, I've told Sandy Bittman, the owner, that he's the king of pivot, because for an in-person store, they have managed to keep things going. They've done the record store day drops, and they've been just constantly reinventing ways to keep their guests, our customers and employees safe. And I'm very, very grateful to them for their continued support. They've also been great about, as always, helping promote this event. So big thanks and love to Park Ave CDs, and hoping that you will support them in turn, whether it's by purchasing something directly from the store or from their online market too. This whole project is also,
I need to get up there because the new Tom Petty record is out.
That's right.
I know they were promoting the packages there at Park Ave, so I got to get up there.
Oh yeah, that package is going to be beautiful.
Yeah,
they need to stick one to the side for you. Yeah. So the whole project is also made possible by a matching grant from the United Arts of Central Florida and the Orange County government. So we're grateful for that too. And it's been a really challenging year for everybody, and especially including performing artists. So, these little things that we're doing are ways to support the artists, and we're grateful, super grateful for support from organizations and businesses that help us to support other artists like Hannah and Etern, who was a guest last week, Terry Binion, who was the guest for our opening week, and Tierney Tuff, who will be our guest next week for the final episode. We need that help to bring this great programming to you, hopefully to inspire you to do something creative with your time and day too. And, I don't know, it's been very good for me. This has been a very, very productive project. So I'm grateful for it. And I'm grateful for all the folks that have supported us by watching and by donating and chipping in and sharing and commenting. It's a great little community of friends and followers. So we're grateful for you. Hannah, Mike Dunn made a beautiful video for you. I guess it was in promotion for the Indie Folk Fest. No. I'm sorry. No. Folk, yeah.
Folk, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we loved it so much. We used it in our promo for today. And I feel like it was kind of a teaser. So I think maybe it'd be great for us to let everybody see the whole performance now. So heartaches. My heartaches. Right?
Heartaches. Yep. Here it comes.
Let's watch.
My heart aches every day for you, and my soul shakes at the hell you put me through. But I'm growing stronger the longer this takes. My heart aches. I hope your tears aren't falling 'cause you miss me. You know they're wasted, hoping I'll be back again. But the lies, the shame, and when I saw you hold her, you know that's worth crying over. So my heart, it aches every day for you, and my soul shakes at the hell you put me through. But I'm growing stronger the longer this takes. But my heart aches. I thought I was brave enough to love a wild one. I thought I'd heard freedom's sound, but there ain't nothing brave about choosing to stay with a man that's too proud. You know that you just rang that bell all over town. So my heart, it aches, oh, every day for you, and my soul shakes at the hell you put me through. But I'm growing stronger the longer this takes. But my heart, you know my heart, my poor heart, my heart aches.
So next week, we're not closing out now, but I just want to take a second while I have folks watching to let you know that next week our guest for the final episode of Month of Sundays is Tierney Tuff. She's a singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, a member of Orlando's favorite indie rock band, The Pauses. She's done a lot in the local as far as promotion and organizing, and she's put on lots of shows and sponsored lots of shows, and I'm excited. And also, she's a girl after my own heart in that she loves vintage keyboards. So we'll probably talk about we'll probably have some, vintage key
Gear
talk.
talk.
Being a little big gear sluts that we are. So um so more back on this creativity thing, Hannah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that you're a sensitive soul,
Mhm.
but what triggers you? What motivates you? What makes you go, "Oh, I'm going to go write a song right now"? Well, if you can, or
Yeah. um Motion is a weird thing for, like, if I'm in a car or an airplane or somebody just driving especially, gives me the most download of idea um than any other, I think, practice that I have. Of course, there are times when I'm sitting around at home and I go, "Ooh, that'd be great. That'd be a great song title, or that would be a great line, or I really like this chunk of a melody." But as far as, like, if you put me in the car, especially by myself, which does not happen very often, but let me drive somewhere for a couple of hours even, and just, I mean, I could get like whole ideas sometimes, like not even just concepts, but like, okay, well, this is where I want to go with this. And so I've always, since I kind of realized that about myself, I'll schedule times to have drives, or I don't mind a long drive somewhere because I am hopeful that something like that will come out of it. But really, I mentioned this in the little promo video that we did too, but I have to be so careful about what I allow distract me, because I'm okay with my, like, maybe for the first time in my life, like, I'm really okay with my sensitivity. I think it's a gift for myself to have it. However, I'm also really susceptible to getting thrown by something that is not mine to carry, or maybe is mine to carry, but it's coming at me in a way that I can't respond the way that I want to. And that's where I have to be really careful about social media things, and because I, I wish I was in some ways like the game changer or activist type, that's what my creativity did, is that it just keeps drawing newness and change out of me. But what it really does is just help me to sit with myself so that I'm able to be better for the people around me, and that I am then able to serve, the greater good, because I'm not just, I just feel everybody around me all the time.
emotional sponge. That's what I
Yeah.
call that.
Yeah.
So when you write, you're wringing out the sponge.
Right. And which is why too, when you talk about honesty, like, the main thing for me is that I want somebody to, sure, if you really like a thing that I did on the guitar, or you think that some vocal thing I tried to do was cool, I'm honored. But at the same time, like, I don't want anybody to ever leave a show of mine and feel like it was put on, like, of course the show matters, but like the songs, I want them to be honest, whether that's my story or somebody else's, but just that, like, and a lot of times it is mine. But if I can't sit down and say what I want to say, then what's the point? That's kind of where I stand. And it's okay if somebody else doesn't stand there, but just for me, that's what has to keep me kind of calibrated.
That honesty. Yeah, you count on it and rely on it. And I'm with you. It's like, life is too short to not be yourself. If you're having to spin everything, you'll forget what you were spun. You'll forget my attention span's too short for that anyway. So yeah. So speaking of your songwriting, why don't you can you give us another two?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is another quarantine song. And let's see, I think Thomas wrote that first one that I played with me. And I think this one is mine on mine. He'll yell at me from the kitchen if I'm wrong.
All good.
Yeah. Remember when this started, we were just kids, making fools of ourselves, never wondering if
how we get older and colder, making fools of each other, part-time lovers. Yeah, we know how much it hurts, we know how much it's worth. So if you are my heart's harvest, proof of my hands in the dirt, I will work the land into wildflowers, cover every inch of the earth. We can blame it on the rain, the cards we've been dealt. We can blame this on the pain of learning to love in the Bible Belt. We're too old to call this young love, too young to be old flames. The melody keeps changing, rhythm stays the same. And if you are my heart's harvest, proof of my hands in the dirt, I will work the land into wildflowers, cover every inch of the earth. Good love is peaceful, so damn hard to define. Like taking pictures of fireworks, the right words aren't enough, but these are mine. If you are my heart's harvest, proof of my hands in the dirt, I will work the land into wildflowers, cover every inch of the earth. I will work the land into wildflowers, cover every inch of the earth.
Bravo. Oh, I love that one. I remember when I first heard you doing that one in the live stream.
Shine, I think, was the first time I played that. Maybe ever on the streams. I'm not sure, but yeah, I do remember that was with Shine.
Oh yeah, she's an awesome musician
She is
too.
great.
I'm hoping to recruit Shine's guitar playing on the EP recording project too. So, and Amy has said that she can help do this recording. So
Process is great. Yeah.
yeah, I think we're gonna put some pretty music together, and I'm very very excited about it. So I'm grateful for every little bit of support that we can get, because when we do these things, we pay the artists, because it's the way. Not we want to give the exposure, but hey, exposure ain't buying no bread and butter. So when we ask the Swamp Sisters to perform, we just like today. This is going to be a paid gig for you, Hannah. So
And I'm grateful.
I know you would do it. You would do it for nothing, but I want everybody to know that that's what we're about. We're helping provide paying gigs for women musicians. We're helping raise the visibility for all of us,
Yes.
and having a great time too while we're at it. Because gosh, this is the most I've talked with you.
I know. And especially seeing each other's faces. I mean, it's so nice.
I know it. I'm only missing the hug, but
Yep.
it's there. It's a psychic hug, and it's all good. It's a really great way to check in. So thank goodness for technology.
Yes.
Wow. It's been a great day today. I've enjoyed it. I'm really grateful for everybody that's tuned in. And for those who've donated and thrown something in the tip jar, we really appreciate that too. For everybody that's shared and commented to help us raise our visibility, that means everything. We're so grateful to you folks. And we're going to wrap it up here and tell you that we've got lots more. Oh, do follow us on Instagram, please, and Twitter, and like the Swamp Sistas Facebook page so that you'll get little reminders when we go live like this, because we're gonna keep it up. We're gonna keep putting ourselves in front of you.
That's right.
And we'll be dreaming up more and more fun things and reasons to do it. So join us next week with Tyranny Tough at 1:00 on Sunday. Don't forget to join us on November 5th for the Swamp Sistas See Hear Say with 8 artists, plus our friend Chris Goizueta is going to give us a little presentation on how to market our craft, our music, our art.
Thank you, yes.
Yes, and I'm very grateful for him. I'm super grateful to Lynn Mixon, who's the lady behind the curtain today, the Roz to my Frasier, and making everything look pretty and smooth and elegant while we're doing our thing. Oh, Lisa Bates has just asked about donations. I'm so glad you asked, Lisa. If you look on the Swamp Sistas, not the group page, but the actual page, which is, I'm going to type in it's facebook.com/Swamp Sistas. That's a great way. Oh, here comes those down across the bottom of the screen. There's Lynn on duty right there. We have a PayPal me. Also, in the video description, there are direct links that you can click through for PayPal. And for swampsistas.com, which has a donate button. And on Venmo, you can just find us Swamp Sistas and throw a little something in the tip jar. Thank you for asking that question, Lisa. You're very kind. If somebody wants to mail a check, that'll work too. Private message me and I'll give you the address. Thanks again, Hannah.
Thanks for
It's been
having
lovely
me.
to see you. It's
Thank you.
always lovely to see you and hear you sing and play. I know you were poised. You were like out the gate with your career in January.
There were some really cool things that this year was going to provide, but it still has in its own very strange and interesting ways.
Again, always with the sunny disposition. I really appreciate that about you so much. Thanks again. And thanks to everybody else for being here and supporting us today. We'll see you next week. And Lynn's going to roll our outro. Big thanks again to It feels